Good morning. My name is Mike Giesenhagen, and I'm the pastor of Hutchinson Evangelical Free Church. This week, I'd like to take a moment to focus on one of the aspects of the church that is particularly important, and that's connection. I don't mean to speak out of turn, but one of the things that I've seen over and over again the past few years is that connection has been difficult. In some cases, we haven't been able to meet with people we know and we love. In other cases, we ended up spending up much more time with the people that we do love in confined spaces. So some of us may have been faced with seasons of loneliness, while others might describe it as a season of cabin fever. Regardless of how your life has looked recently, I thought it might be helpful to take a few moments to talk about a significant theme that we see develop through the New Testament, and that's connection. Over the last 2 days, we've been talking about the ways that Jesus helps us connect. First, we talked about how Jesus is our sustainer and our provider. Then I talked about how Jesus brings us together as one God that we worship together. He is the one in control. So when we focus on the one who brings us together, it helps us maintain unity. Today, we're going to talk more about relationships with one another. And I'd like to use a passage from Acts 2 to emphasize our relationships with each other. Here's what it says. This passage is talking about the earliest days of the community of Christians. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and they had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. In today's passage, I want to highlight the ways that the spiritual element of the early church worked side by side with the relational elements. The people were devoted both to the teaching of the apostles, learning about what God wanted, but they were also devoted to the fellowship and learning about each other. They broke bread together, but they also prayed together. Now, there's something about having a meal with other people, isn't there? Doesn't it just kind of bring us together? Think about it. How many of life's biggest events have some sort of food element to them? When we have a wedding, we have a large banquet at the reception. When people graduate, there's usually a party with food and cake. Many of the biggest holidays of the years have specific foods associated with them. From turkey at Thanksgiving to barbecue for the 4th of July, food is a big part of connection. So when we see that they're breaking bread together, a big part of this connecting is with one another. As the early church was growing and finding its feet in the Roman world around them, it was important to stay connected with one another. And the only way to do that was to develop some sort of relational proximity to each other. They were together often, eating together often, encouraging each other often, praying together often. And it can be easy for us to lose sight of how important those relationships really are. The people around us can lift our spirits when we're down. They can magnify our joy when things are good. Isn't it nice to have someone sit with you, even when you can't find the words to express your grief? Isn't it more enjoyable to share a beautiful sunset or a winning touchdown with someone you love? Connection is important, but to really connect, you have to develop relational proximity with one another. This can be done by gathering together for worship or for small groups, or it can be done through regular phone calls and discussions. However you connect, I would highly encourage you to find somebody that you can connect with regularly. Find someone that you can talk to and pray with and worship with. At Hutchy Free, we emphasize the importance of togetherness with our mission statement that says we love God, love people, help people love God. As we love our Lord, it helps us to love His people and to help people find ways to love Him more too. God bless you.